Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 556. Welcome to Tuesday. Today was one of those days I woke up and I had no idea what it was. Look at my hair, all messy. Uh Today is Tuesday. I confirmed with the calendar. Saturday, we're what? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 days from Herman visiting Wisconsin. 4 days from the Madison Card Show. Gonna be a fun week. I had three or four more dealers reach out to me trying to get into the card show yesterday. So I said, I'm like, I'm completely sold out. I've got a list of 30 people on the waiting list, but let's start a May list. Are you in for May? It's the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. So I had it's a 651 number, which I know is Minneapolis area. So vendor from Minnesota confirmed for May. So I'm going to reach out today to my contact at the Sheraton and just explore the option of a third room for May 28th. I'm not sure what my existing vendors schedule looks like for May. I do know I'm one of my dealers that regularly sets up. He's actually out this month and in May. So Herman says 3 days and 2 hours till the flight. Very awesome. Victor, good morning to you. Abraham, good morning to you. So yeah. So that's going to be fun. My marketing for May is going to tag in an event that's going on across the street. So the Madison Card Show in May is the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, May 28th, right across the street. At the Alliant Energy Center, like in the outdoor area, is Bratfest, which is it's basically, if you're familiar with big fairs, a county fair per se, it's like that, and it's tailored toward a Wisconsin staple, the Brat. And they have live bands, of course, beer. I think let's see, and it's kind of so it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the live music, and I think it goes. I know Saturday's like more tailored toward country. Joe Nichols and Bucky Covington are Bucky Covington, which is a big name I'd heard of, is like a 3 o'clock show. Like you can come to the Madison Card Show and then go across the street and take in a Bucky Covington concert. And it's I think it's free. Abraham might be able to help me out. It's either free or it's like $10 to get in. I can't remember how that works. It's been a few years since I've been there. I saw Everclear at Bratfest a few years ago. And actually, we kind of ducked in. It was my wife and I. We'd gone for an early dinner, I think, and then stopped and tuned into like five or six songs. So Joe Nichols is on the main stage Saturday night. This is the Saturday of the Madison Card Show next month, May 28th. And then if you stick around on Sunday, it's like a rock day. Queensryche is playing on the main stage Sunday night. And I can't remember who some of the other live acts are. So that'll be a fun weekend. May 28th, Madison Card Show. And of course, this coming Saturday is the April 30th Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, sold out show, 120 dealer tables, and a bunch of friends coming in. Can't wait to see everybody. Herman loves beers and brats. John says, good morning from the UK. What is up, John? Jenny says, so like 3 days and 2.6 hours till you land, because you go back in time. Let's see. Yeah, he'll go back in time for an hour. So it'll be it'll only be like an hour. It's not like you fly from East Coast to West Coast. That's a trip, man. You'll land before you left. Abraham, I've only gone to Bratfest once and it was still at Hilldale. Okay. When I went probably, what year was that? 2017 or 18. It was out at the Alliant, and it was yeah, it must have been 2017 or 2018. Zach is with us. What's up? Jeremy, good morning to you. Happy. Where the heck is the warm weather Tuesday, right? It was very nice on set. Like, actually, very nice is an understatement. It was absolutely beautiful Saturday. Sunday was nice. It was much better than what it has been. And then it's just kind of, I had to put my jacket back on yesterday. Looking at my thermometer, Herman earmuffs, 33 degrees right now. Let's check that forecast so we can get a more accurate. I'm sorry for the sniffle this morning. It's probably because of the weather. It was 80 on Saturday and it's 33 right now. We're looking at a high of 47 the next couple days. Herman's going to land on Friday. It'll be 58 degrees. It looks like it's going to rain on Saturday, a 70% chance of rain, 55 degrees. I'm good. I'm good with that. I don't like the rain when you're hauling in cards, but I like the rain for like the crowds because maybe Little League baseball games, I don't know, have they started playing that yet? Probably not. But like your outdoor events now here as we get into the end of April and May, may cancel some of those. We had that happen last summer and it was kind of a down show, but I think summer shows are typically down uh in relative to some of the cold weather shows. But it rained like all day, and there was a couple big, or at least one big baseball tournament in town. And there I go sniffling again. I apologize. Um, and we did get some like kids coming in uniforms up. Dad bringing his son in with baseball uniform on. Game got canceled. Here we are at the card show. Worked out. Worked out. Slow pitch softball in Bettendorf at 9 p.m. starting Thursday, and sand volleyball starting next week. I'm already dreading it. Yeah, it's going to be cold. Thursday, 9 p.m. Thursday night. Going to be chilly. I'm good with cold, just no snow. You're good. There's not going to be any snow. I can promise you there will not be any snow. I cannot promise no flurries. We may see with these temperatures, we may see some snow flurries, but nothing's going to stick. I need a frickin' Kleenex. I apologize. It's cold. I'm drinking hot coffee. The weather changes, and here we are. So today I wanted to talk about something that was a huge debate on Twitter yesterday. I think I'm gonna jump out. I'm gonna go blow my nose because it's driving me crazy. I can only imagine what it's like for you. I'm gonna be right back. All right, so I brought the Kleenex with me so I can mute it if I have to do that again. I think that's the first time I've had to leave a live show to go get Kleenex. Tom, what's up? Tom says, quick, steal his cards while he's away. Okay, as long as it doesn't affect the flights. Nope, you'll be good. You'll be good. You'll be good. There was a big debate on Twitter yesterday, which I'm I was like very late to the game, and I'm kind of happy for it. I'm glad I caught it when I did at like the end of it, like as it wrapped up the arguments and the debates, which were silly, but it did bring up. I mean, it's a good topic because here I am talking about it on Tuesday morning. So I'll go into kind of piggybacking on yesterday before I get into the Wander Franco one of one talk. So yesterday morning, we were talking about fast food. We kind of went all over the place with yesterday's chat. Um, and so yesterday was it was like visitor day, visitor day at the household. It was cleaner day, handyman day, and two times two because we've got a roofer guy coming. We've got like drywall falling in the garage, so not falling, but could fall. So want to get that taken care of. Another handyman came in, had some damage in one of the bathrooms upstairs, and this sounds pretty pathetic. Hung some pictures, and I had a lot of stuff that I needed hung that I'm not very good with hanging stuff, and it's just kind of been sitting around. Like I had a Pedro Strop print, and then he autographed it from like 2.5 years ago. I had my Eddie Vedder print over the map of Chicago. And an already professionally framed Wrigleyville that my mother-in-law got me for Christmas. And then I had another like 60. It's a picture of the '69 Cubs that I framed that was on a shelf that's just kind of out of place there. So I put that up as well. So, oh, and my F dot print that was literally sitting in the tube for a year, and got that framed up. And that was what Eagles trip when handyman Paul came and got that stuff hung yesterday. Since it was cleaners day, that's my cue to get out and run errands. And it's like, well, I'm just gonna grab something to eat, some fast food. And I was taught, maybe it was because it was in the back of my mind yesterday morning talking about fast food. So I was gonna run to Popeyes. And I mentioned yesterday, Popeyes is kind of out of the way, which it's really only 10, 15 minutes max out of the way, but it's still 10, 15 minutes. And like all of the errands I had to run were here, on my side of town. So I went to the post office first, and then I was gonna go grab lunch and then make my trip to Menards. And as I'm on the belt line, I'm like, I was heading to Popeyes. I was gonna get me a chicken sandwich, and I'm like, you know what? Portillo's is right there, right where like my side of town, right where everything else I need to pick up. I'm gonna try Portillo's if there's not a long line. And surprisingly, because I went at like 12:30, there was not a long line at Portillo's. So I because I didn't want to be that guy in the drive-through lane that's like staring like, I'm gonna have the just give me a second. I didn't want to be that guy. So I looked as I was sitting in line, I went online, looked at their menu, and like some people, so the reason I wanted to try Portillo's is because it opened 6 months ago on my side at like 5 minutes away. And everybody that I know, and so I lived in Macomb, Illinois, small town, small city, 20,000 minus 10,000 because of the students at WIU. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's like the nearest city is like an hour and a half or 15 minutes away. So to Peoria, to the Quad Cities, to Springfield, to Quincy. So like we had nothing. So it was like there's a Starbucks now and there's a Dunkin' Donuts in town now, but like to get like the good fast food, you had to go to this you had to go to the city, you had to go into town. So everybody raved about freaking Portillo's, and it's like it's a hot dog, it's Italian beef, it's whatever, it's good. It's fast food. It's kind of like the burger, like fast food burgers. Like I know we talked about In-N-Out and Five Guys. I digress. So I'm just gonna try it, see what it's like. So I went with a 2 hot dog meal, which was a lot of food. Like I looked at the menu. It's like it's kind of expensive for not kind of. It is expensive for fast food because I think my meal was like $14 for 2 hot dogs and a large fry, which I didn't need. The 2 hot dogs would have sufficed. So at least I know that if I go back, I know I don't need that freaking meal in a Coke. So I got to thinking, I love Chicago food, but what is it about Chicago food that we have to throw like every freaking food item on it? Like, is the pizza that bad that we have to put 8 pounds of cheese and call it deep dish? Is the hot dog so bad that we have to pull up the entire garden? And I mean, you're talking relish, onions, mustard, jalapenos, banana peppers, freaking slice an entire pickle spear, tomatoes, like everything. And then we've got to flavor the bun with those little seeds, whatever those things are called. Like and I get it. Hot dogs suck. Hot dogs are terrible. Like it's like you can't ruin a hot dog, but if you throw enough other food on it, it makes it tolerable. So now, with that said, I'll eat a hot dog, especially at a baseball game. Like there's nothing better than a beer and a hot dog at a baseball game. 90 degrees, sunshine, baseball, beer, hot dog. It's a great meal. But I just don't get the let's just throw everything on here because the food's not. Is that why? I don't know. But I love deep dish pizza. I love Chicago dogs. but I wasn't really impressed with Portillo's. And people told me that I needed to get the cake shake and I needed to get something else, and my mind would change. So maybe I'll take that advice down the road and try these other things. But my opinion of Portillo's is like, yeah, I paid $14 for a couple hot dogs and fries. It was too much food. It was too much money, and it wasn't that great. It was okay. If I had to give it a grade, it would be okay. Um, Definitely not something that it's like, oh, I've got to go back. But again, it's also fast food. It's like it's a chain. It's fast food. I get it. So that was my Portillo's run. I'm gonna go to the chat real quick. So in I'm tying in the Wander Franco in with my Portillo story. Jenny says everyone was in an uproar on Twitter. Some guy, Elon buying Twitter, got everyone stirred up. Then some guy named Wander had a car pulled again, stirred up everyone. Yeah, Elon Musk buying Twitter, Wander Franco in a Walgreens box. Herman says that's why I've been so busy the last couple of weeks trying to keep the handyman away while I'm gone. Cooter says we need a video tour of the rec room so we can confirm you are not a hermit living in a basement full of cards. I will do that now that it's clean. I will do that because I took some photos. I'm in there's a big Cubs collectors chat on Twitter, on DMs that we share like our mail days and different things. So I shared like those photos and I thought I should do a video. I'll do a video this week. I'll do a video of the rec room before it gets messy again because it's like all nice and clean because I have a special guest coming this week. So so I had to get it all nice and cleaned up. The card room is still like a work in progress. I'm like it's like every day I'm getting like 2 boxes moved out of all this crap. So yeah, I'll do a video tour of the rec room this week. What's up, John? That 70s card show is with us. Dan, what is up to you? Abraham says agreed. Portillo's is just okay, but it's one of the few places in the area that has Italian beef. Absolutely. I love Italian beef, and I got hooked on Italian beef. My brother-in-law was a partner in a company out of Chicago that specialized in Italian beef. So it was like great, but then it was like every holiday, it's like, oh, Greg's bringing the Italian beef, and it's like, oh, Italian beef again. But now we're all like separated, so now when we get together, it's a treat again because I don't see him that much. Setting up 2 more decorative shrimp tanks. Very nice. Tom says, do they have any veggie dogs? Asking for a friend. I don't know. I just kind of perused the menu really quickly as I was waiting in line in the drive-thru. And I didn't really like, I couldn't tell you outside of what I ordered. I couldn't tell you what else was on the menu. That's how little I paid attention. I'm debating binders versus boxers. Are you a binder or a boxer? Binders versus boxers for the boxes for the Twins collection. Z folios for Burley. That's a whole nother can of worms that I can open up later. About the binder box debate. So as I was eating my my Portillo's yesterday in the mall parking lot, I was scrolling through Twitter and I keep seeing these timelines, and I should have taken a screenshot because I don't know how many tweets can fit on my phone screen, maybe 8, I don't know, 6. But it was literally every single tweet was about people complaining about the Wander Franco being pulled out of retail. And so I'm like, what did I miss? And I'm scrolling and I keep seeing, I can't believe people are upset that the Wander Franco was pulled out of Walgreens. Oh my God, this is awesome. I'm glad it was pulled out of Walgreens. And like, I'm literally scrolling, and I don't see a single tweet, literally not one single tweet on my timeline that shows anybody upset that the Wander Franco 2022 Topps Platinum 1/1 rookie card was pulled out of a Walgreens box. So that's the backstory. So the 2022 Platinum 1/1 Wander Franco Chase card, it was pulled out of a Walgreens box. I think one of the hanger boxes, if I'm not mistaken. Apparently it was just like a couple people that just generated everybody else to pile in and say you're wrong, your opinion sucks, whatever. So I came home and I start doing a file exchange update. I hop on Twitter and I keep seeing more of these tweets, and I don't see anybody talking about the other side of it. And I'm like, what am I missing here? And then I had a couple people like say, "Oh, I saw it. I saw it." And it's like, okay, I haven't. Like, I guess I'm not. I would say I'm not following the right people. Maybe I am following the right people, and that's why I'm not seeing it. So somebody jumped in and sent me a DM, and they're like, "This is," and sent me the string. So then I went back and read it, and it's like, okay, that's a terrible take. But is it? Is it a terrible take? And the more I thought about it, I'm indifferent to it. And Herman and Kin talked about it last night over on the 3B Collection channel here on YouTube, which, by the way, let's help Herman get to 200 subscribers. Herman needs 200 subscribers. So I'm going to link his channel. If you're not subscribed, you need to go do that right now. And the link is in the chat. Subscribe to that channel. There you go. So subscribe to 3B Collections channel. Adam says if the position is one of one should be hobby only, I take. So I'm getting to that, but that's a great comment. So as Herman and Kin talked about it, they kind of differed on their never mind Kin kicking strollers, right? If the position is make sure Wander one of one is in hobby, it's a terrible take. Herman and Kin kind of differed, where Herman thinks it's great that the retail that retail had the one of one. Kin was like, I think it should be hobby exclusive. But in the end, I feel, and Herman can jump in and speak to if I'm telling this, but I do know Kin used the word like I'm indifferent. Or I think I used the word indifferent and Kin agreed. I think the word he used was I'm not butthurt over it. So I think they kind of agreed, like they differed on the take, but neither of them were like passionate one way or the other, and that's where I lie. Like I'm indifferent to should it be retail only, should it be in retail, or should it be hobby exclusive? I'm indifferent. That's my take. I really don't care. If it's a hobby exclusive, I don't care. If they put it in retail, I don't care. Hey, it's cool either way. Steven's Cards, what's up? Good morning to you. The thing though, so there's already hobby exclusive and retail exclusive. I know there's certain, I think like the acetate out of Tops, I think those you can't get those in retail boxes. Those are hobby exclusive. With Tops Heritage, some of the short prints, like I think the Action short prints are not in retail. Or at least at one point in time they were not. And then of course in retail you have retail exclusive parallels, whether it's yellow, purple, blue, whatever. And yeah, and usually the hobby exclusive are a little more sought after, and I'm okay with that. I mean, we the collector decide what's more sought after, in terms of like parallels. Now, obviously, a one of one is going to be sought after regardless if it's retail only or not. So that's my position. Like, I'm going to use Kin's word. I ain't getting butthurt over this. Like, one way or the other, I just don't know why there's like this super passionate opinion one way or the other. I have zero problem with a one of one being hobby exclusive. But if they put it in retail, I have like, hey, cool. Because back in the day, retail sucked. Like if you're newer to the hobby, or returning to the hobby after a long absence, you probably wouldn't realize that. Uh, but retail really didn't become, I mean, retail didn't become a big thing until 20, like mid 2020. The shelf clearing days of retail when like contenders basketball was being cleared off the shelf. Now we're kind of going back to pre-pandemic retail where there's still a bunch of product on the shelf. Where even pre-pandemic, there were certain products that would get cleared. Bowman mega boxes back in the day, you could not find Bowman mega boxes on the shelf unless you got extremely lucky. I fortunately did on a few occasions. Um, but we're kind of back there where most products are going to be available, but the products that are in vogue. There was a time Bowman Platinum was being cleared in Topps Fire, believe it or not, when those products first came out retail only back in what 2016, 2017. So the shelf clearing isn't like new to the COVID era of collecting cards. But back in the day, and I'm talking 5 years ago, retail sucked. Like you didn't like retail didn't have like hits. And they did, but it was like the odds were really long. Um, so it's kind of like now, we look at retail, people are chasing retail, following the vendors and hoarding the retail cards. And this is new within the last 2 years. And you go back 5 years and retail was like you go to the blowout forums 5 years ago and everybody's just crapping all over retail. Like, oh, don't buy retail, it's garbage. So it's kind of a new thing. So they want to put a Wander Franco one of one in a hobby box. But then, so my issue, and I kind of worded this, I don't know, in the description or on Twitter, I don't want it to be too micromanaged to where, like, I'm okay if, okay, all of the one of ones, they're getting funneled over here to hobby boxes because it's a hobby exclusive. But then there's like that gray area where a lot of people are like complaining that, well, there's never a hit. I don't buy retail because there's never a hit. And maybe it's not the same people saying that are upset over a one of one being in retail. But then you have people claiming that some breakers get special treatment and that they get better boxes. And that's where I don't want it to go. I don't want it to be overly planted to where, okay, we're going to put this Wander Franco one of one and we're going to steer it toward this hobby shop, or that's where it's like, it's a gray area. Like if they put all the one of ones in the hobby exclusive pile, these are being farmed out to whatever hobby shop blind. Hey, that's all good. But if we start getting micromanaging what cards are going where, which I don't think that would happen. I would hope not. It seems like that would be a lot of work. But you think about it, it is like if who was it Drake that pulled like some fancy card? If all of a sudden you get some super celebrity, you farm a box that happens to have one of these big hits and it blows up. It's shady as hell, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens or if it has already happened. Let's see. Let's go back to the chat. Herman says he doesn't buy it, so it doesn't matter either way. I'm talking about Ken's position on the one of ones in hobby or retail. Victor has subscribed to 3B Collection. Awesome. Thank you, Victor. I'm glad they did because I pulled the Otani one of one platinum out of a blaster in 2020. Wow, that's freaking awesome. Hobby flagship feels like an extension of retail. I ripped hobby and got similar hits to a blaster box. And there are certain products that are like that. Topps Archives is a great example where you spend in Topps Archives, like a hobby box now is like 120, 140 bucks. So you can buy, what's that, like 6 or 7. Am I doing the math? Yeah, 6 or 7 blaster boxes. And you're probably going to get 2 autographs, the same amount you'll get in a hobby box. And the autographs are the same. Like I bought like, and I tried this out, and this was a few years ago, and this was probably when hobby boxes were $100, or 80 maybe. And the two autographs I pulled out of the hobby box was like Bob Walk and Brad Radke, and I pulled similar autographs out of the blaster boxes. And I think I bought 4 blasters and pulled 2 autos, which I beat the odds on that. But now if blaster boxes are the same price and hobby boxes have gone up significantly. Hobby flagship has never been appealing, which raises the question of should it be, and can the one of one be part of that? I like hobby flagship the way it is. Overprinted quotes. It's readily available. It's not that appealing to people chasing things like a one of one. I think hobby flagship should be like the kid. Everybody's, what about the kids? Kids need affordable products. Hobby flagship is that. Like that's what that to me, series 1, series 2, that's what should be the entry point. Like, and maybe I'm speaking because that's what it was for me. Like when I was a kid and I grew up, my coming of age collector years was as the hobby was reaching its initial peak in the early 90s. So I came in, my first pack I opened was in 88. I really started opening packs in 89, collecting in 89. Well, that's when Upper Deck came on. And Upper Deck was not an affordable product for a kid. Just like today, well, the hobby's gotten out of control. It's too expensive for kids. We were saying the same thing 30 years ago. And I have proof that we were saying the same things 30 years ago. In fact, one of the baseball card magazines I have from like 1991 or 92 has like 2 pages devoted to reader right of people complaining about the prices and how everyone's priced out because all of these packs are too expensive. That was 30 years ago, 91, 92, somewhere in there, maybe 90, 91, somewhere in there. 89 Upper Deck, not a kid's product. Then you had Action Pack, which was even more. Leaf. You had all of these high-end products that, oh my God, $2 for a pack of baseball cards. Kids can't afford this. That's what we said 30 years ago. So what we grew up on was Topps. And then we had Fleer and Donruss, but Topps was Topps. Like everybody knew Topps because it had that long lineage of baseball cards. It was the baseball card, Topps. And that's what I think it should be. I think it should be readily available. You're going to buy a box and you're not going to be wowed. You're not going to pull these flashy, fancy Mike Trout one-of-one autographs. But you're going to it's quantity. You're going to quality and quantity. You're going to pull star cards. You're going to pull Mike Trout cards, but they're going to be not as expensive because they print them to the moon, which is okay. And I think that's what we need. And I think Topps should be that product. We don't need to create new products like Big League and Opening Day. And I'm okay with those products, but we don't need to reinvent the wheel here with baseball cards. Topps flagship should be the one. You want kids, you want to introduce kids to the hobby, Topps Series 1, Topps Series 2 is the perfect product for that, because you can say, I know kids want the flashy stuff and the fancy and the shiny, because I did too. You didn't think I wanted Upper Deck and Leaf and Action Packed when I was 10 years old? Hell yes, I did. But guess what? I couldn't afford it, and that's okay. We don't need to give kids everything that we adults have. Like, go mow some lawns. Go, earn an allowance. Save it up and buy a pack of the fancy stuff. But I think Topps Series 1, flagship, that's the product. We don't need to create all these new fancy product. Well, this one's to kids. Hey, we've got Topps. Let's make this one for the kids. Back to the chat. TD Sports Cards, what's up? Good morning to you. Jenny says the only reason people are upset is they dropped $20K on cases and only got a Tucker Davidson autograph, right? Where are we at? I skipped over a whole bunch. Where are we we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Jenny, but that is the game of ripping packs. Absolutely. Victor, the rookie card specialist, new subscriber. Awesome. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate that. I've been binging on your content the last couple of days because I recently started filtering through several bulk collections I purchased 4 years ago. Very cool. I love it. Let me know if you have any questions. I love bulk collections and bulk buys, and I love filtering through it and piecing it out and moving it. Abraham loves Tops Fire. Tops Fire is a guilty pleasure of mine. When it comes out, I'll buy a couple blaster boxes and enjoy the rip. I know that, if I pull a of 99 parallel out of Tops Fire, it's $1 card, but I don't care. I enjoy it for what it is. And that's what makes it fun. Sometimes we don't need the big shiny one of ones. Sometimes just a fun rip is all we need. DR says, good morning, all. Just dropped the kids off, heading to work, listening on the ride. Hope everybody has a great day. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. TD, can't remember who, but Wander Insert Auto was pulled from a hanger. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. The Wander 1 of 1 Platinum was pulled from a Walgreens hanger. But I'm not sure about the Insert Auto. John says the hobby is like a teenager. It will never be happy. You are absolutely right. There's going to be something we're going to complain about. And when I say we, I just say collectively, we all have our own different opinions on things, but it just seems collectively is the hobby. We're going to be upset if the Wander Franco rookie card debate. Like that's the dumbest debate that I've heard. And maybe second to, maybe it's not. Maybe it's second to the 1 of 1 shouldn't be pulled out of a Walgreens box. But we're gonna be upset, and that's okay. Like I get upset over dumb things. I guess it is. I just try not to to tweet it out and get on my soapbox and go on and on about it. I just do it here. I just get on my soapbox here on this morning video and get on my soapbox and rant about what other people are ranting. I'm ranting about other people ranting. That's the hobby. We are like a teenager. If the Tops employees know exactly where stuff is, you're going to have employees on the take and selling off that information. What's up, George? And that's the dangerous path that I would be afraid to. And I think you can kind of avoid. You can kind of avoid it if you have like a certain, pair like what they've done in the past. Like if you have the 1 of 1s, they're going to be in hobby boxes, but not knowing exactly where each card is. Because it's sensitive information and it can be exploited. Zach says Ty feels like people getting pissed at winning lottery ticket at a mobile and not a speedway. That is all it is. Great point. Certain products, a blaster or a hanger has better odds. Gonna go buy some more film. Adam says agree on not making hobby flagship another high-end chase that is unattainable. Oops, that hanger was Wander 1 of 1. Adam says, skipped ahead. Where are we at? There are plenty of $400 hobby boxes already, definitely, and more because they keep raising the prices on them. I used to love opening hobby boxes, and now it's like it's just not worth it. And it's like Bowman, I'm not spending I think it's $400 now for a hobby box of Bowman, and it's like no, I'm not going to do that because and again, I always look when I price out boxes, I price out like what's my per card price, and I compare it to what am I getting for that base card price. And if I'm paying $2 per card, what are the base cards going for? And when you look at Bowman, the veteran base is like penny cards. Like, I mean, it's outside of the rookies. The veteran base is like worthless. Like, not even quarter box fodder, like worthless, like half a penny a card, new stuff. So I look at that and it's like I'm paying, whatever it is, $2 a card, but half of it is gonna be put in a box behind me and sold in bulk for a fraction of a penny. And it's just not worth it. There's already two different hobby classes when it comes to money. So any ability to have hits all across the board is good with me. I kind of agree with that to a point. I think there needs to be I think it's healthy to have I think it's healthy to have classes. Um and then work to, attain and I'm tripping on my words here, but I think it's okay to have a Bentley and a Mercedes and a Ford and a Kia. I think it's okay. Like, you know, we don't collectively, not everybody needs to be driving Bentleys. Not everybody, work, if you're driving a Kia, work to get the next level car, whatever it may be. Um, so I think it's okay. I think it's okay that we have divisions within the hobby. We have divisions and it's okay. Like I don't want it to be I don't want to get political here, but I don't think we need a socialist communist society. I'm cool with capitalism. Ryan says tops quality not there anymore. Look at series one. The back don't match. Some are upside down. I hate that. I freaking hate that. Absolutely. And I'm not even a set builder. And I touched on this last week. It annoys the crap out of me. And I can't imagine being a set builder with these tops products being upside down. The backs, some of them being upside down. Because sometimes when I'm just doing my bulk listings and I'm flipping it over and it's like, oh shit, it's upside down. So yeah, I freaking hate that. Jenny says a 14-year-old kid at a card show with a Pelican case buying $1,000 cards while I dig dime boxes. Tell me kids can afford the hobby. I see it all the time, but I do see kids that can't afford it. And, I'll have kids come up to, and I don't often when I'm set up as a dealer because I have 25-cent boxes and I don't have a showcase. And so I don't often get people trying to sell or trade to me. But sometimes kids will come up and some kids have like, you have a really nice collection. And then some kids don't. And so it's just, which I like to see that because that gives them motivation to build their collection to be like the next kid. And of course, we can get into all, maybe their parents are more well off than the others. And, maybe they got lucky and pulled a big hit and were able to fund the rest of their collection. So, I mean, you never know. But where are we at here? TD Cards, talking to Ryan. That Wander got a PSA 10 and was in golden auctions, expected to get 20 to 30K. A favorite book quote of the week: go mow some lawns. Just paper. I stopped buying hobby boxes because they practically tripled the last 3 years. Yeah, I have not bought too many hobby boxes. And I'm doing this, I'm selling cards full time, so I have to be smart with my money. And buying hobby boxes it's really always been a gamble, but it's even more so. It's a higher risk gamble now with the prices, and the singles market hasn't reached the levels of the increases where the hobby boxes are. George says, I can't afford a car. I got feet. Makes binders look horrible. It was the same way last year. Absolutely. So that's the binders and boxes debate, which I think I may save. I'm already 45 minutes in. May save that for another day. So I listed another 250-ish cards into my eBay store last night, yesterday afternoon and last night. More baseball. Going to do another. I'm getting close to 12,000. My goal for this week, and I didn't think I would reach it, was to hit 12,000 active listings, and I should reach that today. If I get another 250, because I think I'm at 11,800 and some. So getting close to that 12,000. So I think I can hit my 20,000. I think my goal, what did I say my goal was yesterday? 20,000 active listings by July 1st. So I think at the rate I'm going, I can achieve that goal. I cannot believe, and I know I've been talking about this for over a week. The organization that I have now employed within my eBay store, I am going through my shipments faster than I thought I could. which is awesome. It gets cards to customers faster. It also gives me more time to list and scale up. So I'm blowing through, and I think I can hit that 12,000 today, and then I can kind of take the pedal off the gas and focus more on the show this weekend as we get closer. So that's awesome. And I may do I want to do some videos. I really want to put out some content where it's not me talking for an hour. So you don't have to listen to me talk about Portillo's and fast food and coffee for 20 minutes before I talk about a specific subject. So I want to drill down and do better videos of explaining some of these processes that I have in place. So that's a goal, but I have not set a timeline. So it's not a SMART goal. I need to set some. I need to put some timelines down in place that will motivate me to get these done, because I can talk about it every morning and then I hit end stream and then I go about my day and I forget about it until the next day and I say, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And then here we are, 556 episodes later. Hey, you haven't done that yet. So I need to put my whiteboard right now is full of Wander Franco sold prices. I from the tops from the week of release, and then I had an update a few weeks ago, some other stuff. So I need to utilize that whiteboard for more appropriate things like, hey, you said you were going to put some videos out a year ago and you still haven't. Get to it. And now I'm starting to learn. Herman's going to teach me StreamYard this weekend, so that I can really start getting fancy with some of these videos. TD says I listed another 60 last night, working to get to 5,000. That's awesome. I mean, what's great is I know how good it feels to get to those milestones, because I remember fighting to get to 1,000 active listings. And that's a big 1,000 active listings on eBay is a big milestone. And so getting to those milestones, and 5,000 is huge. I didn't hit 5,000 active listings until I was a couple months in doing this full time. I was still trying to find ways to make business more efficient and streamline. And so I know the work that goes in to getting to those milestones, whether it be 1,000, 5,000, or 10,000. And hopefully I find out soon, 20,000. Cooter, what's up? I hate seeing kids spend their lawn mowing money on today's hot slabs, because it is only a matter of time that something else will replace it and their slabs will comp to my 84 Fleer strawberry rookies. I do, but it's like the circle of life. I mean, we went through that when I was a kid. I was going through, I remember I traded for a Kevin Moss 1990 Fleer rookie card. And I remember Beckett value was $4, which was probably my allowance for the week, 2 weeks. And I think we all went through that, whether it was a decade prior with the early, who were some of the early 80s rookies. That Ron Kittle was a huge rookie in 83. Which, by the way, Ron Kittle rookie still, I put a Ron Kittle 83 tops traded in my eBay store and it sold in like 2 hours. So there's still demand for Ron Kittle rookies. Not as much as there was 35 years ago, but they still move. And then we had, Sam Horn in 1988, Greg Jeffries, Kevin Moss, Ben McDonald, Todd Van Poppel, Brian Taylor, and then you go on through the 90s and now today. I'm trying to think, what are some recent prospects that were super hot that just fell? Kevin Maitan was the hit of 2017 Bowman. I pulled a regular Bowman Chrome auto of Kevin Maitan in 2017. It sold for $125 in 2017. I bought one at the National for $10. Ahmed Rosario was another one that was super hot back in 2016, 17, whenever that was. John says slabbed pogs are the next big thing. I never had too many. I had some Simpsons pogs that I've talked about before, but those are the only. I think I actually found some pogs. I was going to tweet this out. I think I found just a few, like 2 or 3 pogs in this recent Goodwill pallet that I bought. Um, Michael, what's up, Michael? I gave out opening day packs to kids on my son's little league team, and they flipped. That's awesome, and it's great to see kids get excited for packs of cards, and not like John mentioned or Cooter mentioned the fancy slabs. Johnny remembers buying a Griffey rookie with my hard-earned money from my brother's friend for $30 in the early '90s. It's a ton of money, especially for a kid. Um, Still my favorite card I have just because of the memories. Absolutely, most definitely. Wander Franco will be the next Strasburg. TD says my tan Moniak. Yeah, Mickey Moniak was a first overall pick. Dansby Swanson, another first overall pick. Phil Nevin, yeah, going back to the '90s. The kids love the mascot cards in opening day. Oh yeah, those are fun. Except Clark. I don't like Clark the Cub. I'm sorry. I don't like Clark. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate all the new subscribers. Awesome to see. I love it. Subscribe to Herman's channel. He is 3B collection. That last comment. He's getting close to 200 subscribers. So it'd be awesome if Herman could get to 200 subscribers by his Monday show where he recaps the Madison Card Show. So let's get Herman to 200 subscribers by next Monday. Madison Card Show is this Saturday, April 30th, Madison, Wisconsin, Sheraton Hotel, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Free admission, 120 dealer tables, completely sold out. We're on 2 floors of the hotel. It's going to be an awesome show. Herman is going to be there. Victor is going to be there. Zach and Porter, Jenny, and Abraham and a whole bunch of others. Going to be a blast. So come on out Saturday, Madison, Wisconsin, Sheraton Hotel for the Madison Card Show. Have a great Tuesday, and we'll talk tomorrow.